we are talking about. As he said, the highest rated.
Money check, swagger check,
what?
drip check,
Oh,
cut the
shit.
check. You know I say fly like a jet. I'm a triple threat. Watch me flex.
Hello, hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you, Tapir?
Doing good. A little nervous, but doing good. We'll see how she goes.
A little nervous can be a good thing. What's up, Evis?
Oh, it goes. How are you doing?
Very good, very good. All right, let me get Tapir up here on.
Right in the arm, huh?
Yeah, just the arm only. Any beverages this evening, Tapir? It's a routine check-in with you.
Well, unlike last time, we didn't start early. It's here, but we didn't start early. Got a good night's sleep last night. I didn't burn 100 games the night before, getting tilted out. Didn't play actually a whole lot this week. Just I think I overdid it before, and
Okay.
thought I just need to let my brain settle down and calm down. And maybe last week would have gone a little different if I had prepared right. So
Right.
got to smarten up a little bit, right?
Okay. Has that included, maybe less time actually grinding or playing, but has it been less time looking at chess, or have you transitioned maybe some of the playing into just studying?
I took a couple games off, a couple days off just to let everything reset. I haven't played. I played a couple warm up games, but for the most part, not a whole lot of playing. But definitely got some prep in. We'll see what Eviscerated does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've definitely mellowed out. I see you only have half of a fireball with us, so you've toned it down. I see.
Little bit, yeah.
Eviscerated, buddy, what's up? You came in. It feels like the last couple matches. Not that you weren't giving yourself a chance, but you were seeing your head wasn't in it sometimes. But maybe that's what allowed you to kind of mellow out and not feel the pressure of the moment, because you had 2 wins in succession. But one thing is, it's always a close match with you. So have you remedied a few things with Coach Ubitsia?
I don't know if Ubi and I have had a session since the last match. We've talked, I think, in Discord a couple of times, but I can't recall a session. But that's probably my fault, since I just always work.
Mm-hmm. Do you know which war zone he's flying over at the moment?
I don't know, actually. I haven't talked to him in a couple of days.
He usually is in the air when you have matches, and yet somehow always manages to tune in. So even though I don't see him at the moment, I'm kind of expecting him to randomly just show up.
Yeah, is he in chat? Usually he pops in chat.
I haven't seen him yet, but like I said, he he could just drop in whenever, I feel like.
Yeah, let's hope so.
And for now, is Tapir is coach with us here in chat in the event of a timeout, for example?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Coming prepared. And I guess the most important question is, Eviscerated, is there, is work kind of piling up? Because it was last 2 times, and for whatever reason, it worked out for you. So I hope that you have urgent work fires to put out, because it's contributed to you winning matches.
No, actually, there's no work stuff right now. I'm actually pretty happy with how far I've made it in this tournament. So whatever happens. I'm just fully relaxed and pretty chill right now. So.
Let's go. Yeah, you've. I was gonna say in the bracket, you've actually you kind of dropped down to the losers bracket initially, which means you've had the longest run in the losers bracket there. So you've played a ton of matches, and see if we can keep it going. You guys have both played the format numerous times, so it needs no introduction. Namely, that timeouts are 3 minutes sharp. So if you'd like to call one, either showcase that on the camera or just unmute and call it out. And after 3 minutes, I'll start the next game if you're not back. So make sure you're here. And there's no win by 2. So it's first to 6, 6-5, 6.5, 5.5. Those are all winning scores. Tapir, why don't you call our coin flip since you're on camera with us, heads or tails?
Tails.
Let's see it. It is tails. Never fails. Would you like the white or the black pieces to start?
I think this time we'll start with the white pieces.
Okay. So,
no more.
Yeah. Learning from mistakes, maybe?
No, just don't want to go in overconfident, Take the advantage that I get.
There you go. Lost Move says good call. There you go. All right. So we got Tapir starting with the white pieces. You guys know we're going to mute up in Zoom. I'm going to mute myself. And that's all from me. So first to 6, enjoy. We're losing one of you guys today in the competition. The other one is moving on to actually wait for a couple more matches to finish before we know who you're going to be playing against. So let's get into it, guys. We got a late night match. Best of luck, and I'll start the games in about 2 minutes here.
All right, sounds good.
Good luck at this.
Good luck. You too, buddy.
All right. Let's bring up a little bit of music here. Okay, we got Tapir on cam. He's also going to be starting with the white pieces. One thing about Eviscerated is I think his matches, for me personally, they've been super entertaining. I'm just going to remind... Actually, no, I'll just mute. I can mute Tapir myself here. There we go. His matchups have always featured insane blunders. And I'm interested to see because Tapir hasn't really played that way. So now I'm wondering if they're playing together. Is Eviscerated going to play more like Tapir, a little bit cleaner? Or is Tapir going to play more like Eviscerated? Let's find out. Tapir with the white pieces, first to 6. Game 1. It's underway. Hello, Guppy Creamy. What's up, Stock? Venus, Arrow Powell. We got Merc. Jumpy, Caballo, Fixing Deer. Caballo has a match later. And Eviscerated appears to be coming in hedgehog style here, folks. The hedge. Lost Moose says we didn't prepare against G6. This could be Eviscerated freestyling here because he already said, we basically don't have anything prepped. Like, I didn't get too much time to talk with Coach Ubitsia. So I'm wondering here. Tapir showing some good understanding here. I'm curious if we're going to see this move. I'm a little bit curious about what Tapir's going to say maybe after the match about this, but to my knowledge, he's actually playing in a way that resembles something that has been reviewed in the chessbrah gym. So I'm curious if that is kind of part of the position a little bit. H5, G5. I mean, you can definitely go F4, but obviously you'd be opening up the dark square bishop. I think it goes without saying, guys, white has a clear edge here. More space. Black is actually moving pieces backwards. But you can also spend a lot of time in these positions. If you're not sure how to break through, you kind of get frustrated. You're like, well, position is so locked up. What do I even do here? Okay, there's G5. He might honestly just go back. Taking to open up the H file does not look very tempting, and there you go. There's H5, the nutcracker. There's going to be some open lines here, and that's why Eviscerated says, yeah, give me the hell out of Dodge. Get me way the hell out. He takes, he brings the knight in. Now this just looks bad. Black can't move any pieces at all. No, you can't take that. That pawn is very well defended. Rook h7 to stop pawn h7. But this is so far all Tapir. One move that I would even... You're kidding me. This is classic Eviscerated. How are you pre-moving knight e7? This is a joke to me. Knight a4 hangs the knight. What is knight e7 pre-move? Like, move at the speed of light for what? Who are we impressing? Absolutely horrible. Dude, from a hanging piece to like... It's just unbelievable. Could have swung in the other direction right there with queen takes. This is not a tactic. That is not a tactic. Tapir's being brought down a little bit. He's falling into the playing too quickly mentality. This is a pretty serious choke here. And, God forbid, queen f2 is played. I don't know why I keep looking at it. Queen e1, queen f2. These moves scare me. Like, all of a sudden, black's very much in this game here. It's about a minute apiece. Of course, white's completely winning. But I'm just saying, the rooks and the knight, like, you can really do some damage. Queen h2 looking to invade. The rooks are usually great pieces doubled up, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that. So bishop here would be a good move, but I think this is actually going to be very annoying. The king cannot go, like, you have to go here. That's not what you want. Queen g7 and, you know, rook h8. What would be better is if the rooks were doubled so you could block all these checks. So I really don't like this from Eviscerated. And bishop a4, bishop here. Waiting for something down here. We're not seeing the right moves from Tapir. He's not finding things. Eviscerated is a quick player. Tapir is not. Under 20 seconds. The choke is in. King d2, knight d4. We can all spy. Oh, we can all spy that idea. Knight takes f3, winning the queen. But it might be good enough here. Queen c8, an absolutely huge move. It's a huge move. If it gets played, it could result even in a checkmate. Oh, rook e6. I mean, I thought the idea was to take the pawn. This is not good enough. Queen e6 drops the queen. Black is just better here. I mean, not on the board, but no. No, Eviscerated. What are you doing? Why draw? What are we drawing? You have to understand that you're playing for the win there. You have to know that. And it looks like Eviscerated has come to this match hippoed up. He's ready with the hippo here. So we could actually see kind of the exact same battle back and forth here. It could be the same position over and over. Now, I do not like this from Tapir. With the white pieces, it's acceptable. With black, moves like c4, like you can kind of chip away at this center very easily. So I don't like playing that overextended with black, but Eviscerated is not, he's playing the hippo the way that, you know, you're taught to play it. He's not looking to deviate at all. So in the end, it's completely fine, but I think a little bit risky. They say knights before bishops, and Tapir had 4 pawns and both bishops out first. But we're going to see back to back to back. I think every game, guys, could be hippo versus like massive pawn center. And if that's the case, I mean, Tapir's getting a massive edge out of the opening every single time. But if he's going to play as slowly as he did, not capitalize on the advantage, remember, he won the entire queen last game. And then at the end, we were talking to Eviscerated like, dude, what are you doing? How could you not win that? How could you not play for a win on time? Remember where Eviscerated came from there. He hung the whole entire queen for free. Like, maybe he got a knight for it. Barely. He was dead to rights. Eviscerated is keeping up that speed that he needs. But Tapir so far has been pretty good. Pretty good. I think what I'm seeing from Tapir against the hedgehog / hippo formation is truthfully that it's not good enough. I'm not seeing enough from Tapir that's convincing me, oh, he's got it covered. But let's wait and see. Give him time. Knight to f1. Let's see. Knight f4 is pretty good. If you take, you cannot take this way. Oh, e3. I mean, Tapir, he's trying to force it in, and it is not working. That is not just a check. It's also hitting this, but I was going to say, I don't know if you wanted to do that. He moves knight f3, takes king g2, knight e3 is like a guarantee, right? I mean, may as well just pack the queen up and box it up and send her home because there she goes. Like you could post-date that check. I mean, this is just easy. Very expected here. Oh, Tapir's not even looking. Nobody's looking at knight e3. Oh, hang it again, why don't you? Rook f1, hang it again, hang everything. Family fork. The rooks are feeling left out over here. They're not participating. Queen a2. So I think maybe seeing this, but the good thing for Tapir, good thing for Tapir is that if you just played rook e8, very likely queen takes c4 would be played, which would blunder it again. And oh my goodness, what is happening here? Tapir, you've lost your damn mind. Rook here and you've got nothing. Queen d2, you've got absolutely nothing. I said it earlier, I'm not seeing enough from Tapir. He's not punishing the hippo properly. It's not good enough. He's been kicked out. He's down what? A rook and a knight here? It's completely over. Double the rooks. Knight can come in. I mean, take your pick here. Eviscerated is also a pretty fast player. As long as he just keeps things like together, doubled, tripled, he's in good shape. He should be in good shape here. Remember, of course, you always want to trade. So, like, you just don't even want to allow the rook to be on an open file. Like, knight g5 with a rook on h5 is such a non-threat. I don't even know what this move is. Knight g5 is a funny one. Rook e5, queen h1 starts to get a little nervy. Great move there. Sidestep. You don't see what I'm actually threatening. Queen h7. There you go. And he gets it done. Eviscerated. Like I said, I expect guys to see the exact same opening in every single match. Maybe a timeout, speaking to some coaches, might change things. I'm not sure. It looks like Eviscerated is probably going to play the same thing over and over. So I expect we'll really see the same type of game. Now, with the white pieces, Tapir needs to be doing better. I do think he knows what to do with the white pieces because I think he's referencing something that we had looked at before in the chessbrah gym. But a move like f5 will definitely throw him off. He's a bit more used to, I think, c5, e5, and then playing d5. This will, like I said, probably throw him off here. Let's see. The hippo is a surprisingly dangerous opening. It doesn't look like much, but you always try to punish it. You always try to do a little bit extra, and then it just doesn't work. I mean, take everything in sight. Bishop here and castle. Bishop g2, you just gave me that diagonal. Also tempting. Knight takes g6, and just making its way to f3 is probably the scariest thing you'll see today. No, he's not taking it back. Okay, he wants to defend the bishop. I think he was feeling a little bit nervous with it loose there. Bishop e2 is a good move, helps him castle. And if you ever play knight takes, there's knight f5. Well, now you just can't play knight takes. Knight f4 is going to cover it. Both queenside castling. Advantage for Tapir. But as always, I mean, he started every game with a pretty nice advantage. It's not just about the openings here. Eviscerated knows he's probably not going to be doing amazing out of the opening, but we have not seen enough from Tapir to give me confidence saying, oh yeah, he's going to convert this advantage. No, the games he's played so far have been very sloppy, actually. What are we doing here? Knight G3. Is he interested in trades? Queen D3 to put some pressure. D5 to make way for the knight. I figured we would see something like this. H4 is hit, so it comes to my mind. And I was mentioning earlier, the possibility of a knight getting F3, that's a family fork. And I think with rook E1, although it feels like a blunder, you can play rook takes E8 with check. But because this pawn is hanging, I think Tapir might move this knight to defend this. And then the issue is knight F3. But I'll tell you one thing, he's not spotting knight F3. I was calling knight F3 from ages ago, and it is truly lights out here if the right move is played. Because really what needs to happen is this. That is a big miss, and this is an otherworldly comeback. Holy smokes! Oh my goodness. Queen G2 is an incredibly crafty move there. Got to give a lot of credit, especially because it wasn't random. That wasn't like, oh, I just play this random move and then, oh, oops, I have this. It looked like he kind of scouted it out. He was just double checking once it happened. He's like, is this what I think it is? Eviscerated did all the right things, but he just needed to take a moment, play bishop takes h6 with check instead of grabbing the rook. But it goes back to something that I swear, low-rated players, as much as they tell me they understand this, and I show them an example and they're like, I understand it, they don't. They have never proven that they do. 3 points is worth more than 5 for 3. Does that make sense? Taking a full free piece, you get 3 points for nothing, is better than taking a rook at the cost of one of your minor pieces. But everyone has the mentality that, oh, a rook's worth 5 points, a minor piece is worth 3 points. So why would I take the minor piece worth 3 when I could take the rook worth 5? But no one's thinking about what they're giving up in return. Knight takes G1, you're taking 5, but you'd be losing 3 there. Take the free piece that's right in front of you. Time and time again, we do not see this demonstrated. And yet when you bring it up and mention it, it's like, oh yeah, I get, yeah, that's obvious. Like, of course. 3 is greater than 5 minus 3. Ooh, ooh. One thing that Eviscerated is setting up here is potentially this, and I tell you, it could work like a charm. Okay? Let's see it though, because it's still there. No, what are you doing? Play this though. Eviscerated is moving at the speed of light. This could work. He's got to do this. Surely he finds it though, because it's just like, you got like 2 minutes to just sit there and find it. There you go. But I will say, I'm not sure that he would have found it the same way, like in this situation. I don't know. It's hard to say. An absurd move here from Eviscerated, who, once again, he plays so fast. It's like, I don't know what to say to this guy. There's no helping him. This is the number one gripe with Eviscerated. He plays insanely fast. He blunders on the spot. He's got 2 minutes on the clock, and he's hanging a knight, and then his next pre-move is like hanging his queen. There's nothing to say to that. Take your goddamn time. And he's rightfully playing this on, but no. It's not a position that Tapir is able to choke. He's not allowed to, actually. I think that the coach will throw in the towel for the match if this one is choked out. Okay, this could really end the game. This is obviously a great move. Yeah, this is concerning. Rook here would be this is the move that would at least make Tapir panic for a half second. Of course, queen takes f1 is completely winning, but you start to realize that, oh, if I move the queen, then I lose. And that will be checkmate. Tapir is back in it. So Eviscerated is pre-moving this, which is highly risky, I will say. Not that anyone would dare play bishop h6 in BrahChamps, but you just never know. You really never know what lads are capable of. I wouldn't want to risk it, put it that way. We're back to the same setup. Knight e2, f3, queen d2, h4, g4. Will he stick with it? Maybe he's interested in this before black plays h6? Or is he just going to default to the same stuff? Maybe he'll play like... oh, there's f5. Okay. Now, this move from Eviscerated, we've seen featured in 2 games now. It's definitely not good. I understand wanting to, take some space, challenge the center. Rook into the middle looks damn good. d5 and knight d4. This is also fine. g5, knight h5, although more likely in terms of what will be played is probably knight into the middle. Rook into the center. And you're just looking at a position where, think of the moves. The knight has just moved to d7 and then to f8. Knight h5, a huge move. Absolutely correct there. You cannot move that bishop, so you need to defend it or move the king. That is going to be with a check. But he decides to hold off. The rook's coming to the center here to great effect. This is a really good position. Bishop h7 is actually covered by the knight, which is something I would forget. Usually you're able to do that move. d5 looking very tempting. There is no knight to f6 checkmate, although knight e4 is a funny way for it to happen. Bishop g6 is so hanging. There's never been a piece that's more hanging. Now, he's got knight takes rook e6. He also has d5 here, so he is going to be alive. That's how good his position is, by the way. He's still winning here. But we can tell from the camera, we can just tell by the move itself, he didn't plan this. After losing a bishop, he sacks a rook. It's horrific. What are we looking at? These are the positions where Eviscerated has to slow the hell down. I like Eviscerated's style of playing super quick, putting a lot of pressure on the opponent. But here's my gripe with that. When you already have the advantage, like when you're down or it's equal, or you're playing the hedgehog, you're playing these hippo positions, I get it. Play quick, that's the style. Put pressure, even at the cost of maybe the best move. But when you've got the edge, they just messed up. You got to slow down and make it count, because you keep playing quickly, you're just going to hand the advantage right back. So I like that he's getting castled. I don't like that he's self-pinning. d5 is in the air. I'm surprised that white's not going for that. Black has a few moves against it, but this is the right idea. I think we all agree. You got to make some threats. Now, black could play knight e5. Knight here is going to cover this. This is hanging, by the way. And if I know anything about hanging knights from a previous encounter with these two, it's that, not everyone was actually seeing it. There you go. Knight's probably coming into the middle. Would not be surprised to see this one, especially, it just looks like, okay, watch out on this move, guys. How many things are we going to hang? If at all. 2 massive knight checks being threatened here. Can you defend? No. It's going to have to be the answer. I definitely think it's good that we took care of the bigger threat, but had Tapir been taking his time there, we would have seen knight b6 and queen d6, which was all over. Queen c4 check. Again, there's knight c7. Eviscerated continues to play very quickly. But let's see what he does. He's going to have to find a big move here. Bishop a7, he does not. He's up a piece, but Eviscerated has his style. And boy, he is making it work. He's down a piece, but he's got his opponent at 20 seconds. I think that's more than enough compensation. This check would have been massive. King activation, you're not going to see me complain. Got to save the king. 10 seconds. Objectively, Eviscerated is the favorite here. Oh yeah, Tapir just does not have the speed to compete here. Eviscerated should be getting back in this game. Oh yeah, and that's a pre-move that you could be playing. Bishop c3, rook takes. It's hanging. He does see it. Not that he needed to. He was going to win on time anyway. Well done and well flagged. Two and a half, folks. It is so close here. Eviscerated going for the hippo every single game. Tapir pretty much going for the same setup. I wonder if we're going to see f5. No, he learned from f5 not working earlier. I think he's going to stick to this. This is the setup that he was going for before. We see this early g5 from Tapir in a lot of cases. Now, one thing Eviscerated has done way better this time, like this g4 and knight g3, this is a maneuver we have not seen from him in any game so far, and it actually makes some good sense. This is also a huge idea in the hippo. Like if you watch Eric's hippo series, the speed run, this is one of the principal ideas of the entire opening. And what's even happening here? Tapir just went knight c8, knight b6, knight back. Like, excuse me, but what are we doing here, bud? Does he know where his pieces go? What the heck was this? He's poking and prodding, but he's down like 40 seconds here. Eviscerated is playing the same moves, but way quicker. Is he disconnected? He's looking disconnected. Or does he? He must be disconnected, no? Or he just hates his position is just that bad? I don't know. That's usually the look of like, oh, I have some lag or like, I think. His position is not that bad. But he's playing bishop e7, bishop f8. He's playing like knight here, knight here, knight here, knight here. The one thing I can't explain is the quality of his moves. There's clearly something happening. We don't know what. Might be the right time for a timeout after this one, just regardless. But something's going on here. We can only speculate. Because I'm just not sure if it's the chess or anything else. But I have never seen anyone make that face in the event so far. So, as someone who's all too familiar with it, I have my guesses. Okay, so Eviscerated blunders the bishop, but he's winning it right back. No harm. Tapir, after moving his knight 20 times, did find a good place for it. That knight's been on a goddamn journey, by the way. Started here, went here, ended up on b2. Long castle? No, he just brings the rook. I'm waiting for more development. I'm assuming knight f5 is going to happen. If it does, look out for h5. It'll be a perfect time to open up the h file. There's no knight f3. Developing is never going to be a bad idea. Now rook to the middle, smart. Yeah, this is good. Eviscerated, I've said many times, his worst quality is playing way too quick. He blunders the most of anyone in this competition, but his best quality is speed. And speed is just like, it's one thing to say, oh yeah, I'm a fast player. No, Eviscerated he's quick at the end, but he's also quick throughout. He probably, in general, plays the fastest of any competitor throughout all the games, just on average. He has a time advantage over his opponents almost all the time, in every game. H5 by Tapir has been organized. And I tell you, that is a punishing move right there. If we see that, Eviscerated, oh no. I do not like the look of this, especially if this knight ever moves. The queen is maybe unleashed there. Okay, you got to take that back. Yep. Still though, if you take, that's a check. We could see that. Yep. Let's see the next move. King down. I'm assuming we're going to see this, but not guaranteed. 20 seconds. This is what I mean. Like, just while we've been talking here, last couple moves, Tapir is just so much slower than Eviscerated. And I don't see a checkmate. Eviscerated has the strategy of just playing an average move quickly. He's not looking for the best move. At least I hope he's not, because he's not playing them. So I hope he's not wasting time looking for them. Because if this was the result, terrible findings. And look, it's the easiest flag of his life. I mean, 4 seconds, it's 100% over. You just can never lose this game. Tapir is also not the... What is Rook F3? It's a joke! It's a joke! You've got to be kidding me. Eviscerated could, like, he could fall out of his chair. He could disconnect. Like, he could win that position just without moving. Like, how do you sit there with 30 seconds and just allow the mate in one? This is what I mean. It's like, probably Eviscerated is hands down the most frustrating player to watch because he blunders all the time. He hangs the most pieces, but he plays quickly, so he always has a chance to win his bad positions. So you always have that glimmer of hope. But then when he's up, he still plays fast instead of slowing down and being like, okay, the guy has like 0 point something seconds. Let me just make the safest available move ever and we'll be good. He just doesn't do that. Doesn't have that recognition. Must be the most frustrating to watch. As an Eviscerated fan, you've got to be going wild here. Like, just can't take it seriously. Tapir's up 3.5, 2.5. And Eviscerated, boy, has he had his chances. I gotta say, in general, this opening of his has worked out quite well. Like, Tapir's not punishing it too badly or anything. The fans do not like that move from Tapir. Now, that's a big find. Maybe, oh God, that's horrific. Okay, dark square bishop is pretty good with light square pawns. I would at least keep it, maybe play e5. I'll at least say that I understand his idea of like giving away the bishop so he doesn't block it with e5. But yeah, obviously, this is a huge move that just wins the entire game right there. Okay, he's up 2 pawns. Not going to be too upset with that. Even king up or queen up can be totally fine. I'm assuming we're going to see this. Yep. Okay, very unlikely is this move. So maybe he's going to play knight d7. Yep. No trades. Will he finally castle? Is it time, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, it is. He does castle. Look at the time. It's less than a minute for Tapir. And the thing is, Tapir's had this type of position where maybe he's winning, but the time's the same. Now he's losing, the time's the same. Eviscerated is just so much quicker. But having said that, he is as likely to blunder his queen in this position as he is in a losing position. Eviscerated can blunder mate in 1. He can blunder his queen. He can lose the entire game at any point. He's capable at any point. For example, this horrific blunder, immediately losing a piece. Eviscerated has a real skill that it just doesn't matter. And he just takes it back and loses the whole rook. It's just insane to me. See, how can you be up this much time and not play a fucking slow move? Think, for fuck's sake. It's crazy. Most frustrating player to watch for sure. Because you can see the advantages. They're stacking up. It's where are the eviscerated points? Why don't they exist? Oh my goodness. Now, queen e7, looking for queen c7. Boom. Here comes that. He's got to hide the king. But yep, like I said, I expected this. Now, Eviscerated should probably take here and just play the slow game. Will Eviscerated take there and play the slow game? I'm not so sure. Let's see what he does. Picking up pawns with check. Checking in general, always going to be smart because he's wasting his opponent's time. Check, check, check. Tapir running out of time. He has to remember not to use any squares there. He's got more checks here. Yeah, and this one's always available. The thing is, Eviscerated also, he has been taking draws, so I hope he plays this for the win. I hope he realizes that he can go for the win. That is a big moment because Eviscerated, time and time again, has gone for draws. He's not realized the edge that he has. That is big. Oh, we have a timeout called. Okay, a timeout has been called by Tapirknight. There's 3 minutes on the clock, starting now. Absolutely huge from Eviscerated to get bishop h3. Not only is it just a great checkmate pattern and not an easy one to spot. Maybe he didn't see it, but he certainly saw he could bring his bishop in with check. Perfect. But the eval shifts in these matches. Eviscerated has been making draws when he could flag Tapir. So I like to see him be a little bit more ruthless with the flag. In this case, he got the win from checkmate, but if he didn't find that, I hope that he would have found a way to just keep playing. Because he can flag the hell out of Tapirknight. He really can. Three and a half. It is razor thin margins between these two. Very different styles. I think it's fair to say Tapir has been outplaying Eviscerated in most of the games. But also, even when Eviscerated has the advantage, he lets it slip. So it feels like chess-wise, Tapir is giving himself the better chance to win. But on the clock, Eviscerated is giving himself a chance to win every single game, even his bad games. So more chances overall for Eviscerated because he can win on the board, he can win on the clock. He has just everything available. Whereas Tapir, it almost feels like he has to get it done on the board, one way or another. Coaches are, I don't know if Eviscerated is even chatting to, well, certainly not his main coach, but maybe someone at least. They're also playing the exact same openings every single game so far. So I wonder if we're going to see a shift away or if it's okay, no, as Tapir, you're not upset. Great openings, great positions every time. You want to keep doing it. As Eviscerated, I don't think you want to change because who the hell cares? You're not trying to play for an opening advantage. You're just trying to get a game. And he's always been able to play much faster. So two very different strategies. About 30 seconds. We're about to bring the players back. That was a timeout by Tapir, by the way. So Eviscerated still has one. But Eviscerated is not... He's not a regular timeout caller. I've seen him call some late ones. There we go. Timer officially up. Let's go. That is 3 minutes. Send the rematch. And Tapir Eviscerated jump into the next game. Okay. It looks like more of the same. Bishop d2 is a weird one. It almost feels like a mouse slip. It does feel like a mouse slip. Because you almost always want the knight on d2, and that's been shown the entire match. Yeah. I think that's a genuine mouse slip. He's just playing so fast. But hey, he's playing an opening where you can mouse slip. The openings are not being revolutionized here. Tapir has a great opening. He's had great openings. There's no surprise. But it looks like Coach Moose gave the intel. Look, we're not unhappy with your openings. We're unhappy with your speed, brother. Play the same damn thing, but play it faster. There's nothing about Eviscerated's gameplay that you should be concerned about. It's not like he's not playing like in a way that's looking to punish you in the opening. You're getting everything you want. Like it's a dream. So play it that way. E4. Oh, okay. This is a little different from Tapir. Not the usual D4, but really looking to open things up. I don't know that I like this idea. It could be successful for him, but I could also see it backfiring. Let's wait and see. Is he going to support this? I think it basically comes down to this because, yeah, if you take like it's white's just much better there, and the knight coming in could be very, very good. Also F4, pretty scary, like a scary type of move to see. Tapir, oh man, Eviscerated does not have the radar out for what moves could be threatened there. Neither does Tapir apparently, because everybody's passing up knight d3. What did knight d3 do to you? What an amazing looking square, and nobody's occupying it. No one's worried. White can now castle long, bring the rook directly to the d file. Eviscerated, lower on time for the first time that I can remember this match. I'm sure it's happened, but not to this degree, 25, 30 seconds. It seems that Tapir definitely got the speed up memo. But you know what happens? Sometimes like your first game back from a break, you've been given advice. You hone into it and you nail it. What I'll be curious to see is game 2, like the second game after we're back. Is he going to remember still? Because then you fall back into your regular habits a little bit more. Everyone can listen initially. But he's still doing a great job. Much faster gameplay. It sort of feels like the exact same match, but now instead of Tapir being at like 40 seconds here, he's at a minute 30. Right? This is a better sign. We have a little bit of a shift. Eviscerated is playing the better chess. Tapir is playing the faster chess. Maybe some advice, kind of reverse advice given to both of them. They each had their styles. They're each adopting a different one. Now, this does look like your winning material, so I can't blame him for that. I really can't. Tapir can take here and find a way to escape, but he's going to have to see it. We're looking at the cam here. I'm not seeing movement. That's a confident move that I'm expecting to see a little bit sooner from Mr. Tapir. And he does find it. And he is up 20 plus seconds. This will be interesting. We've never seen Tapir late in the game actually up time. Like we haven't. What's going to happen? I'm worried about queen takes here and then like some sort of maybe checkmate idea. There's also this one, but that's probably a little bit worse. F4. Watch out for this move. It looks like you're winning the queen here, but I think that this is actually being intended. I don't think he's walking into that. No. This is a big moment here because black's kind of getting the attack first. Eviscerated, down on time. This is a pretty good move right here. If you just want to bail and ensure that you don't get mated at least. King A2 makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. There's no check invasion, but there's a lot of scary moves. Now you got to activate your queen. Don't do that one. Queen here, you always have this. Queen back to B2 is always there. It means that you can take this. But he has to see this. Otherwise, you're kind of panicking. Oh, I don't like that move. Black 100% has at least a draw here. But Tapir with 30 seconds, is he going to look for more? This is what we want to know. 27. Is he going to play it on? He's the slower player, but he has more time. Both decisions I can understand here. Does he play on? Does he have the confidence to play on? Eviscerated is getting the pre-moves in. Oh, he's fast. I don't think you want to mess with him. Oh my goodness, Queen E7 hung the queen. It was hanging. Tapir decided to play on. He shouldn't have done that. Eviscerated is fast as hell. Oh, he's so fast. What a poor decision. Eviscerated 4.5, 3.5.
Timeout.
And he's icing him by calling a timeout. Timeout eviscerated. That's 3 minutes on the clock. The win into the TO. That's gnarly. That's gnarly. Because the adrenaline is like just pumping, all-time high. To have the presence of mind to say, no, timeout. I'm chilling. Big chilling. I gotta say that decision to play on by Tapir, I did not agree with it when it happened. And this is, we're looking at the proof right here. It's been known the entire match. Eviscerated so much quicker than Tapir. I don't think Tapir has the nerves to be going into time scrambles like that. By the time it was a pure time scramble, Tapir was he's almost downtime. That's how quick Eviscerated was playing. And to be fair, Eviscerated had the easier moves. He's just like moving the king up and down. You gotta be smart there. Take the draw. But I understand. The lights were bright, and he saw that he had about double the time that Eviscerated did, but he didn't move at that point. He went into a tank. By the time he made a move, the time was practically equal. Four and a half, 3.5. Remember, it's 6 points as the target. So Eviscerated needs at least 2 more games. He can't do it in one. Let's see how Tapir comes back from this, because the one good thing about a timeout is a chance to hear from coach once again. Not every match features 2 timeouts where you get that, double exposure. Coach gets to give you some feedback, see you play a few games, and then give you additional feedback. That's usually the most valuable. And both players get to experience that here. And we are at 3 minutes, so we'll bring the players back. All right, that's 3 minutes. Tapir and Eviscerated. Let's go for a rematch and start the next game. Here we go. Eviscerated going for the French. This is a big call because I'm not going to lie, the hippo was kind of working. Like, I think it was. I don't think he was getting good positions, but just, you know what I mean? That in general in the match, it was satisfactory. He didn't need to get the best positions. So to swap now, though, tells me he wants to be a little bit more solid, wants to play a real opening here. Knight f5, and Lost Moose is livid here, saying that it looks like a move was forgotten, and I imagine it was this, so that he could play knight c2 and that center pawn's defended. I tell you, the French is an amazing low elo weapon because they always blunder the center pawn or they blunder the b2 pawn. It is just like guaranteed. And it looks like Tapir forgot about this. But one thing that could play into that is the fact that Tapir was probably prepared for Eviscerated to play the French from the start. But Eviscerated didn't do it. He played a different opening, the hippo. So Tapir maybe forgot some of his stuff. h6, hello. Are we looking at the same position here? Eviscerated just hung the f pawn. This immediately is going very, very well for Tapir. That's probably a good follow-up. Okay, this is always a nice lazy move if you just want a free tempo and think next. Actually, there is g6, so I'm not so sure. And if you need to bail out, there's always this. Yeah, I mean, the move makes a lot of sense. I think Eviscerated should play that. We see king d7. Yeah, to each their own, you know? Sometimes g6 and sometimes king d7. I like this move just as a placeholder. Don't really know what the best is going to be, where the pieces should go, but it's like, obviously it's better here than on a1, so a move like this makes sense. Where does this go? You got to move it somewhere. I don't particularly like this square because I feel like the king wants to run there, but it is safe and it's tucked away, so I can understand why it would want to be played. Now, Tapir needs to activate more pieces into the attack. Something like this. We need a big follow-up here. Because in general, I think that Tapir is overextending himself. This sack looks suspicious. This rook move does not look convincing. What was he expecting? Like, Eviscerated would move the king and lose the queen? Like, what was this calculation? How do you play rook f7? The guy plays this and you're thinking. You didn't expect, like, that he would not blunder his queen? Like, what's going on here? Queen d8. Again, making way for the king. That makes a lot of sense. Also, rook here maybe to trade. The last thing that's not being used is this knight from Tapir, which is why I'm waiting and waiting and waiting for something like this to happen. Everyone can, either go for trades or get the king to safety. Got to go for one of those two things. This makes perfect sense from Eviscerated. We're looking at this knight. It's a non-participant. You're not going to win this game as Tapir, spending all your time. He's on this fake attack crusade here. I did not agree with knight takes h6. He's trying to make it work, but I think Eviscerated has got it. He's saving the king. He's going for trades. He's doing all the right defensive measures. And look at the time. Tapir's he doesn't thrive with 20 seconds on the clock. Eviscerated is the only one that can decide the result of this game. If he loses it, it's going to be from a classic Eviscerated blunder. And if he wins it, it's going to be from doing more of what he's been doing so far, playing quick. b6 looks nice and safe. Yeah, you can take on e6, but at least he'll eliminate that strong knight. Yeah, there you go. This should be good enough. 10 seconds. But I mean, what can I say? Last time I was like, you can't lose this. The guy made it himself in one. So what are we going to do? Take your damn time. This is a big improvement moment. Eviscerated redemption arc. Actually taking a moment when he's winning to identify there's a trade and there's a follow-up trade. And look at the effect. He took his time. He's going to get the queens off. Successful. Now, this was a mistake, but at 6 seconds, you can probably afford to lose the knight and still win the game. Let's see, though. Pre-moves. Oh, Eviscerated. He's just too fast here. And he's going to clean up these pawns as well. He's just feasting on every single one of them. Opposite bishops is the perfect position if you want to flag, by the way. Like, this is ideal. There you go. It just doesn't matter whether he blundered that bishop or not. Eviscerated wins. Thanks to time, but certainly from a well-executed strategy. Five and a half, 3.5. This is the moment. Even a draw does it. Yes, a draw wins the match. Bishop h3, Tapir getting a little more aggressive here. Because he's saying, okay, things have not necessarily been working out for me. Let me go more aggro. I was actually concerned here on this last move. Where was this piece going? I'm not sure we had an answer to that, but nevertheless, Eviscerated is going to sort things out, bring that bishop back, and play h3. There he goes. There he goes. Oh, bishop takes h5, Eviscerated. Pawn hunting, I respect it. Yasser respects it. That's a big pawn to grab. Tapir's going to tuck the king here. Yep. But it does, I think it's relatively successful. Eviscerated is just up a pawn, and the one thing about Tapir, he has not broke through, like he's not been able to break through this setup, this hippo formation at all. We haven't seen a game where it's happened, where he's completely crashed through, other than honestly, probably like the first game of the match, where he played h5, g5. Other than that, he's never crashed through, and it means that Eviscerated is able to play in a way where he can rely on the position being closed. Like he's probably going to play e4 here. There you go. Okay, well no, he's just going to double. Will Eviscerated go for the queenside castle? There's definitely pressure here. We can expect this pawn to be lost, but I don't think that's really concerning. This is a really bad move, unfortunately. Just hands over the b4 square. No reason to do that, and it doesn't accomplish anything. You'd much rather leave the pawn here, I think. I think just castling would have been better than that. Now, I think you need to take. I don't know what else to do. And then castling feels almost necessary. What's bothersome is this knight b4 move. It didn't exist before, and now it's actually going to be really annoying when you're queenside castled. Time is even right now, but pay attention to it because Eviscerated is so damn fast. And whether he's won specifically from time or whether he's used time as a weapon and Tapir's made mistakes, time has been a factor in a lot of the wins here. And he's just playing to his strengths. The king, though, I was going to say, I think it's about time. It spent a little too long in the center. It's moved 25, I think the guy can castle now. Yes, it's going to be maybe a painful queenside to navigate. There's that knight move, but he should be castled, so. Here comes this. I think it's clear that's the next move. I would be looking to eliminate this very, very annoying piece. Especially because what's this piece doing, right? Not really accomplishing anything there. Probably got to get out. Time is still even. That is going to be the most important thing to monitor. I'm nervous how dangerous this position will be with the rooks involved here. But I guess technically everything's defended. You know, these knights protect each other. Queen's guarding everything. Now the rook's supporting. In comes the knight. Guys, it is crucial we see this move. And it's played. Eviscerated. Best move in the position for sure, because get rid of that damn knight. You must. You don't take here, it's just pain awaits you. I promise you. This is loose. The knight's adding pressure. What is this bishop doing? You have to get rid of that knight. He's tanking a little bit here, but as long as he takes that knight, I think it's all okay. Any other move, huge issues. I don't know what the delay is. Gotta take that. Oh, he's completely tanking. He's used half his time. You gotta move. No, at this point, I'm wondering, like, whoa, Eviscerated, buddy, is he going to lock in because of the time? Yep. Oh, he's tanking big time. It took the time warning for him to lock in and make a move. Oh, no, and he didn't take the knight. This is a bad sign here. Tapir is invading. The rook is trapped. Now he takes too little too late. 48 seconds to 11. Even with eviscerated speed, he's not the favorite here. And again, why are you taking 5 and... Oh my goodness, take the fucking piece for fuck's sake. It's incredible the math that these guys come up with. I don't understand it. Take the free 3 points. Stop this madness. This is over. Eviscerated cannot survive this. I'll be way too impressed. And we are going to get at least another game, 5.5 to 4.5. At least another one. Still, a draw is enough for Eviscerated. Tapir's got the white pieces, and Eviscerated goes right back to this opening. Right? He tried that one game with the French. With white, of course, he's playing it, but with black, we can see here, he's going right to it. He's not playing any French anymore against e4. Okay, I like this move from Tapir. Obviously, a bit of a weird one from Eviscerated, but when you've played h5, you can afford to play this. No, this is hands down. No. No. You cannot put all these pawns on light squares and give up your dark squared bishop. At the very least, I will call that ill-advised. Let's leave it at that. Ill-advised. Those are some juicy dark squares in the position for Tapir to try to take advantage of. Probably just want to get castled. Yeah, queen f3 is fine as well. Eviscerated is likely to do this. Oh, a4, a5. Okay, so now you can't really play this move because you're handing over the b5 square. You cannot hand over the light squares and the dark squares, and God forbid c6 is played. It's tempting to remove the knight, but you're removing the knight to checkmate your king. This move clearly indicates that he saw that. Maybe he wants to play it, but he's making way for the queen to defend the d pawn. Bishop c6. Again, I'm not a fan of this Eviscerated, like, oh, let me just give up all my bishops for the knights. So I hope that's not his plan. After that move, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Takes. If knight takes, there's going to be a big threat against the king. So I'm expecting this, but second thoughts from Tapir? Doesn't believe his own idea. No, he takes. Bishop takes, keeping it closed, exactly what you should do. And now, huge moment, because these dark squares we've been talking about, they're coming back to bite him a little bit. Eviscerated can stay solid, though. He can play moves like knight here, bishop here. He can block the e-file, defend the knight. He has moves. He has resources, and that's one of them. Bishop to e6 is a great move. Tapir is playing a phenomenal game, but Eviscerated is playing much faster. And if we've seen the theme of this match so far, speed has been killer. Is up a minute here. Tapir has to win this on the board or he's dead to rights on the clock. He's got 50 seconds, 5-0. It's not enough. Eviscerated is going to castle his way out of this. A minute deficit here. Eviscerated has the game on the clock, but he's just thrown the game again. What is this move, Eviscerated? Oh no, he's completely dead now. This is a threat. You can't take this. You can even sack next move. Queen g4. I wonder if we're going to see that taken. Maybe queen takes. Knight takes to get the rook. But remember, don't hang your queen. This is a big time move. And when the king goes here, if you take with a check, this is the blunder of the match right here that's possible. The blunder of the match. The blunder of the match. What are you doing, Eviscerated? Wake up. That's the match right there in your hands. The queen is hanging. Not found. Queen c7 was mate in 2. He didn't find it, but he's threatening to win the game immediately here. Eviscerated needs to lock in, and I don't think that's the move. Knight c7's mate. That's hanging. Eviscerated has to hope that this is played. No, knight is in. 5.5, 5.5, folks. Next game wins. And Eviscerated abandons the entire game plan and plays d4. d4. We haven't seen this. Both of these players are currently playing something that has not been practiced in this match. Obviously, it's something they both at some point looked at. I've seen this from Eviscerated in a previous matchup, actually. Just this Trumpovsky. But he decides, on the line, gotta have it moment, let's go with the trump. Tapir feels like he's hanging this pawn, but oh man, that could be a real nasty move. Eviscerated has to lock in and play calm here. You do not want, oh man, the greed cannot take over. Because this even adds another attacker, and then, the rook's defending. That's a huge move from Eviscerated. It really is. Knight c3 was needed. Tapir is now facing the reality that this pawn is hit. Best move is probably with the bishop, because, does your opponent want to walk into this? I don't know. Knight d7, not my favorite. And look, instead of taking the pawn, Eviscerated, I think is prioritizing castling. Yes? Question mark? Eviscerated? Yay! He castled. It's been a sore spot this match. Pay very, very close attention to the clock. It dictates everything this match. That's a free pawn. And if Tapir takes here, you just have opposite bishops. Rook d8, queen e4, f5 is the move there. Stops mate and defends the bishop. But easy to, just move the bishop back, not realize, and the whole damn thing can end right there. Eviscerated. Will he go for it? No. Oh my God. Oh my God. Tapirknight just hung his whole queen. He's got to lock in like never before. He took his eyes off the board. He played way too quick. Eviscerated was cooking up something, but I can see it being thrown right back. Don't do it. Be safe. Oh my goodness. Queen c2. That was a long-range bishop from a square you don't usually find it on. Tapir has got to save that piece. Who cares about this pawn, dude? He's down a minute. He's down a queen for a bishop. He's completely toast. It's all Eviscerated, and this move would be a deal sealer. Oh, it hurts. The understanding. Going for the trades. A minute to 2 minutes. Generational choke if Eviscerated loses this one because it's all in front of him here. At 5.5, 5.5. He has got this. He's got to focus up. He's got to watch out for this. He has created this. What is he doing? Oh my God. He's in big trouble here. Because if he saves his queen, there could be a draw on the board. What will he do? Because he can sack here if he wants to play for the win. It's not the end of the world. He can also play G3 or Queen H3. What's he going to do, though? He sacks it. I know it looks like a mistake, but I'm telling you, that might be the best decision Eviscerated made the entire match. That is a huge move right there. It could only have been worse than that. Holy smokes, Tapir, though, to come up with something in that dead loss position. Yes, he's down everything here. Yes, he's lost, but the fighting spirit from Tapir, he's actually making something out of this. Something. But I tell you, 20 seconds is not enough. He's still got it. He's still got the tricks. King H1, Eviscerated is up to task. D5 is completely winning. King H1, he's seeing everything. Speed kills. Eviscerated. He's got this pinned and he's not relinquishing it. Tapir is going to have to move that bishop. He's going to have to trade those rooks. And Eviscerated is on his way. 8 seconds. He's completely winning. He's going to win this bishop. He's going to win this game. And he's going to win this match. And go to the next round. Boys, Eviscerated and Tapir. Holy smokes. What a fight. I'm speechless. Tapir, man, what are you thinking right now? Oh, we don't have your mic here. There we go.
I'm fucking slow.
You are fucking slow. This is an astute observation. Yeah, I wasn't sure, Evis, if you were kind of building that into your style a little bit. You've always been insanely fast in this competition. I think I've said that repeatedly. But, you know, it's at the expense of a lot of blunders. So were you just at some point saying, like, fuck it, I got to own up to this style and just the blunders are going to happen, but I got to keep my speed? Because you always gave yourself a chance to win because of time.
So one of the big things that Ubi and I worked on, especially like early on at the beginning of this, he saw that I played a lot of bullet, and he was like, all right, you have speed. You don't have much else, but you have speed. So if we can just get you out of the opening, like let you play enough of an accurate opening in order to not come out completely losing and still have a huge time advantage on my opponent, then like you have a chance at winning some games.
Right.
So for the most part, it's really just been like try and hang on to pieces as much as I can in the beginning, and then whatever happens in the middle happens. Usually when I play chess, I never really see tactics. I just move faster than my opponent, and that's what works out for me.
Right.
That's not just this tournament. That's like, if I actually knew theory, if I actually could see tactics, if I could actually like see the board and have board vision, then, you know, maybe I would be above 1200.
I see your coach, by the way, just dropped into chat. Upizia, the eagle has landed. So he showed up at the end for the celebration like a good coach. Tapir, walk me through some of the openings, because it looked like pretty much the same game every single game, right? It was like Hippo, and you were fighting against it with the kind of a similar position every time. Is that like, were you just happy with the openings and frustrated with your conversion?
So the only opening that I had any prep for in this at all, like the prep for, was the French. And even then, he played it weird. And I don't know. I felt like I was winning in basically every single game, like dominating winning. Like even though I wasn't sure what I was playing, I was playing aggressive just to try to counteract the time. I just, couldn't find the right continuations fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
And Eviscerated, well, he did have quite a few blunders, which I was able to capitalize on a few times. I mean, I still missed a few, and then time pressure. I mean, I hung some pieces. I'm actually, for most of those games, all the games except for the one, having no prep, I'm actually pretty happy with my play. And, maybe if it was a 3+2, a 3+1, a 5-minute, I mean, I do feel like I'm the better player. I feel like I have a greater understanding, but I mean, obviously, time is a major component of this mode of 3+0, and I mean, I have to give it to Eviscerated. He kept the pressure on basically every time, and I'm just not quick enough on finding the correct capitalization. So, I mean, I'm very, very, very happy for the most part with this tournament, because with Moose, who has been an amazing coach, we've worked through a lot of different lanes. I've been able to, I feel like, grow my chess understanding. And I mean, I can't find that speed cure. That's a different thing. So
it is like it is a disease. You talk about a cure. Playing slow is frustrating because it can undermine a lot of good understanding. It can undermine a lot of good work, but to not understand that it is as important is a failure in 3 minutes, because it is a killer. And I think I was saying while I was watching Eviscerated, I think Coach Ubitsia might be number one to agree here, was he's the most frustrating person to watch. When you're watching Eviscerated play chess, he can lose a game where he's so up because he continues to play fast even when he shouldn't. There are many moments, Evis, where you actually had the upper hand, but you had your same style playing quick, and it's like, whoa, then you threw one game was like a checkmate in one, right? With like 1 second.
So to that same regard, and not to nitpick you on this, Tapir, but you said, honestly, you feel like you're the better player. Honestly, if I took a little bit more time in my games, I would have crushed you 6-0. I had the opportunity.
Hey, let's play some rapid.
I just blundered. So, I mean, we can play it as much rapid as you want, but at the end of the day, I still beat you here. So that's all that matters.
That's true. You did. And unfortunately, I do think your greatest strength is the best, probably in the tournament, capitalize on my greatest weakness.
I mean, you have a tremendous understanding, like, no doubt about it. When we're in the gym and you're like naming off shots, I can't even get notation down before you've already got like a whole line. So like, I have nothing but respect for you, but also I don't think it's necessarily like you're tremendously stronger than me. It's just like you had some blunders, I capitalized. I had a lot of blunders, you really capitalized, but you're slow.
No, yep. I am slow. If I were to take a guess, excluding the end games, I guess let me ask you, did you feel like any of those games other than time that you had a significant advantage, excluding towards the end when the blunders were just happening? Any of the games?
You cut out there. I have no idea what you said.
I asked you, do you feel like in any of the games, excluding kind of the time scramble blunders at the end, which we both did, do you feel like you had me beat in any of the positions in any of the games?
The game where you had 0.3 or 0.5 seconds on the clock and I'm out of your way so that you could checkmate me, I believe I absolutely had you if I took my time to see it. At the time, I was like, oh, if I just keep pieces on the board, he's just going to run out of time, so I don't even have to think about this. And then I moved my rook out of the way, and you got checkmated 1. But I mean, how many checkmates did I blunder just because I didn't look and like stop and think? Like the first 3 games that you won, it was really like I wasn't paying attention. There was a game where I was playing Hippo on black there, and I completely and totally ignored the right side of the board. and I didn't see the battery that your bishop and your queen had. Then you had a knight come in. You had 2 rooks lined up. Like, you had 5 pieces attacking my one little pawn, and there was nothing I could do there. And then by the time I saw what the fuck was happening, it was like, oh, I can't move my queen. I can't move my rooks. My knights are just sitting here. My king has nowhere to go. Even if I move my bishop, I can't get out. Like, and it's just because bad board vision. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from your game. You played great, but at the same time, like, if I just stop and see the board, you know, it might be a different story.
Sure. No, fair play.
Yeah, Rook G1 comes to mind. Another one that comes to mind is funny Queen A8 move.
Which that Queen A8, where I didn't even see it at all. I was like, oh man, you know what? I had my king sitting. I castled queenside and had my king sitting in the middle the entire time. And I think this entire tournament, every time I've castled queenside, I've been really good about getting my king off to safety and like into that back corner. And this time I didn't do it, and I got punished for it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those matches where I think the overall objective truth is like, yeah, Eviscerated was worse in the majority of the games, but you were also slower in, let's say, all of the games. And,
every game.
You know, at some point you have to put a value on speed the same way you put a value on the position. I don't think it's equal, as in, like, you know, if you're down a rook, it doesn't equivalent, you know, it's not okay to be, you know, just a little bit slow. Like, you probably have to be down a couple minutes at that point. But if it's if the conversion is a weakness of yours, then you're not really allowed to value an advantage that highly, because if you're not able to convert it, it's not as valuable to you. So for you personally, while it's +5, it might be more like +2. Maybe you need a bigger advantage or a more obvious one in order to convert it. So maybe in this context, Eviscerated is, you know, he's taking really uncomfortable positions, bad looking positions, but he has this weird style where he's always in it. And while he can blunder the game away, he can also win it in a single move and get you low enough on time that the pressure's there. So it was a very interesting style matchup, because I could tell that, you know, Tapir lost moves had some stuff ready. You probably dodged a lot of it with the hippo. You know, for the most part, you weren't fighting for a big advantage, right? You don't play the hippo to be better. So immediately, Tapir's going to be better.
Like 3 days ago. Tubi was like, do you know what this guy plays? And I was like, no, but he has lost moves as a coach. And he was like, all right, well, then we need to play something that almost nobody plays and gives you a solid position.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the hippo? And I was like, I don't know anything about the hippo. And he was like, all right, we'll go learn it. And
no, that's very fair. I think the hippo was absolutely the correct choice, because even though I probably wouldn't fully play as aggressive, it just became apparent your strategy was to close down the position every single time so that you could capitalize on the speed advantage, which, again, great strategy. I mean, claps to it. I noticed you didn't play your Grob. I was pretty prepared against the Grob decently. No.
Yeah, Evis is somewhat unpredictable despite seemingly being predictable.
Yeah. Well, and again, playing a passive opening like the hippo, it really counters my style, especially when I don't have enough of an understanding to play it quickly. So every game he's closing it down, and I know I'm making weaknesses. I'm advancing too far, and it's the only thing that I had. No, I knew that I was playing probably bad moves. I was opening myself up 100%, but I had to do that to just try to open up the position, to try to get some play.
Well, I mean, you start getting more desperate when your time's getting lower. You're like, well, shit, I gotta, really open things up. And honestly, I don't think either one of your styles was particularly more effective than the other. I mean, the final score was 6.5, 5.5. It was literally flipping a coin and watching it fall. One game in a different direction, the whole match is in a different direction. So it's not necessarily like proof that one or the other is too much better. So I don't know that there's any specific takeaways. Eviscerated has a lot to improve on, hanging a lot of quick checkmates and not spending time when he has the edge. he's got a great strategy of playing fast when he's behind or in a tough position when he's got the edge, maybe slow down. And Tapir, you shouldn't be spending like 30, 40 seconds trying to calculate a mate, just play at an average, decent move. That's something that Eviscerated does really well. So ironically, a lot that you could probably both learn from each other because you have such polar opposite styles that probably what you're both good at is missing in each other.
I will say one thing that I think Eviscerated definitely has going for him is because he has that speed skill. Now that he's in the gym, he's going to be getting lessons. His understanding will grow. His general knowledge of the game will grow, and he'll be able to then fall back on his speed.
Yeah, it's a great foundation.
So it's a good foundation, and whereas I've kind of come from the slower end of chess, try and speed up over.
I do agree. I think it's tough to build speed compared to understanding. It might be harder, it might take longer to build the understanding, but at least there's a path. Whereas like building speed out of nowhere, if you're a slow guy, is like I don't even know where where to start. It's just a lot of experience.
Yeah,
got to put you in bullet rehab.
Well, bullet rehab, but the one thing I don't want to sack. I love the game. I love chess. I love everything about it. Just the game, right? I love learning. I love the gym lessons. I love growing as a player. And so, like, my enjoyment doesn't, other than it would have been great to move on in the tournament. Weighing stuff is always nice. My enjoyment in chess generally hasn't, in the very few games that I've ever flagged an opponent, hasn't really ever been from the speed element. I mean, granted, I've been trying to work on it just because they should, but I guess I'm okay a little bit if I have a weakness in speed, if it means that I can not build bad habits, not miss the game for the speed to just chase some points, chase some wins.
Well,
lose some stuff.
I don't think there's a correct solution. I don't know that there's one that's better than the other. You could make an argument that there's an objective, pure way to play, and like that's always correct. But you got these guys playing all the correct moves and just flagging. It's like some people are not even incentivized to look for good moves. They're like, the guy's down a minute, like he's just gonna flag, not even really gonna bother here. So something I have to remind myself as well when I'm tanking all this time. I'm like, well, opponent didn't play well when I was low on time, but they didn't really have to. They probably stopped trying to play well because they're like, well, I'll just flag this guy. So for one way or another, Eviscerated, you moved on, and Ubitsia showed up at the end to pop the champagne with you. So you're going to be waiting for, I think, a few matches to finish up before we know who you're going to play. And we'll get a little bit closer to that with our next match, which is starting momentarily. So congrats, Eviscerated. You've kept up the speed, you've kept up the blunders, and you're still moving on in the competition. So congratulations.
Hopefully that was. I was just going to say, hopefully that was entertaining for everybody again. I really love putting on a show. I might not give you high quality chess, but I definitely do hope to put on a show for you guys.
One thing we can't complain about. One way or another, you definitely do.
Awesome.
I just wanted to congratulate Eviscerated for the well-fought, well-deserved victory. It beat me fair and square. I want to especially thank Lost Moose for the coaching and all of the hours that we put in over the past few months. I want to thank the gym. I want to thank the chat community. I mean, I had a lot of supporters, fun games. It was an honor to be part of the tournament. I do feel like I've gotten somewhat faster in this tournament, and I very much appreciate the opportunity that I was given to show off what I can do a little bit. And I hope to be able to be part of the next one moving on. So again, hats off to Eviscerated, and good luck to everyone else in the tournament. Thank you guys for giving me a hell of a past couple of months. It's been a lot of fun, shit talking, learning.
That's right. Not the end of the line either. Might be in this tournament, but I'm sure we'll condemn you to bullet rehab one way or another. So thanks for being a part of it. Tapir and Lost Moose definitely made a great team. They have been eliminated, and it means Eviscerated is moving on. I will let you guys go. Thank you for the match. As I said, highly entertaining and just so hotly contested. 6.5, 5.5. Doesn't get closer than that, so it was entertaining. We'll get our next match on right away, though. So I'll maybe see you guys in the chat.
Yeah, for sure. GG's.
GG's.
Bye all.